Hello, everyone. My name is Yusuf, and welcome back to the English grammar course. I'm here to remind you that if you want to study at home, we recommend you to buy this book. This is the Essential Grammar in Use book. This will keep you on track with what we're doing if you want to do it on your own. So let's go ahead and see what we're going to do today. So today we're on lesson 6. I don't present simple negative. Okay. So I would also like to remind you to submit any previous homeworks that you have not submitted. The previous homework will always be in the video description. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I'm going to give you a quick recap on who I am. Hello, my name is Yusuf. I'm from Cairo, Egypt, but I live and study in the United States of America. I will be your teacher for this course. All right, so let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, I don't present simple negative. All right, so what is a present simple negative, you might ask? It's don't or doesn't, and then a verb after. So, for example, here we have, no thanks, I don't drink coffee. Okay, so I don't, and then drink. Drink is the verb. So I don't drink, that's the present simple negative. Okay, so here it says, coffee, no thanks, I don't drink coffee. So we have the present simple negative here. And then it says down here, she doesn't drink coffee. All right. And then here we have, I don't like my job. And it says he doesn't like his job. All right. So we have positive and negative groups once again. So let's just go ahead and read through these. Okay. So I work, I like, I do, I have. We work, we like, we do, we have. You work, you like, you do, you have. They work, they like, they do, they have. All right. So now we have he works, he likes, he does, he has. She works, she likes, she does, she has. And it works, it likes, it does, and it has. All right. So those are the positive groups. I'm going to go ahead and number them really quickly. So just going to 1 and 2 for the questions down here. And then I'm going to also number this one 1 and 2. Okay. So now we have I don't, and don't is do and not combined. So I don't work. I don't like. I don't do. I don't have. Okay. We don't work. We don't like. We don't do, we don't have. And then we have, you don't work, you don't like, you don't do, you don't have. Then we have, they don't work, they don't like, they don't do, and they don't have. Okay, so that's the first group. Now let's go to the second one. He doesn't work, he doesn't like, he doesn't do, he doesn't have. Then we have, she doesn't work, she doesn't like, she doesn't do, she doesn't have. Then we have it doesn't work, it doesn't like, it doesn't do, and it doesn't have. Okay, so those are the positive and negative groups. All right, so let's go ahead and do these questions. I drink coffee. Okay, I drink coffee. Is that positive or negative? You can write your answers in the chat. It's positive. All right, good job. So I drink coffee has a P. It's positive. But I don't drink tea. So I don't drink tea. Is that positive or negative? This one's negative. Okay. So let's go back to this one again. Which group would this be in? I drink coffee in the positive. Would it be 1 or 2? It would be 1. Good job. All right, let's get 1x. And then for the negative, which group would it be in for the negatives? 1 or 2? It would still be in number 1. Good job. So let's get the other x. All right, so now we have Sue drinks tea. All right, so Sue drinks tea. Is that positive or negative? It's positive. Good job. So if it's positive, which group would it be in? Which group do you think? It would be in group 2. Why? Because it says drinks. So in number 2, the group 2 only has S's at the end. So it would be in group 2. And then we have, but she doesn't drink coffee. She doesn't drink coffee. Is that positive or negative? It's negative. Good job. All right. So, and then what group would it be in? 2. All right. Good. Okay. Now we have, you don't work very hard. Is that positive or negative? It's negative. All right. So you don't work very hard. Is that group 1 or 2? It's group 1, actually. So why is it group 1? Because it says you don't work very hard. Here we have you, right? And then we're going to have don't, and then we have work. Okay, so you don't work, and then very hard. All right, good job. Okay, we don't watch TV very often. We don't watch. Is that positive or negative? It's negative. Good job. All right, so we don't watch TV very often. Which group would that be in? It would be group 1. All right, good job. Okay, the weather is usually nice. It doesn't rain very often. So this is what we're focusing on here. It doesn't rain very often. Is that positive or negative? It would be negative. So, okay, which group would it be in? It would be in group 2. Good job. All right. Sam and Chris don't know many people. Is that positive or negative? Don't know many people. It's negative. Good job. And which group would it be in? It would be in group 1. All right, great. All right, good job, everyone. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Okay, so we should remember that I, we, you, they usually have after them a don't. Okay, so if we're specifically talking about this, they would have a don't. Okay, so we have I, which is the first one here, don't like football. All right, but if we have he, she, it would be a doesn't. Okay, so now we have he doesn't like football, because it wouldn't be like I doesn't like football and he don't like football. That's wrong. It would be I don't like football and he doesn't like football. Okay, so let me ask you guys a question. So I don't like Fred and Fred doesn't like me. All right, so if we have a don't, would it be this group or this group? Would it be 1 or 2? All right, it would be 1. I don't, because that's here. All right, my car doesn't use much petrol. Is that 1 or 2? That one is 2. Good job. Sometimes he is late, but it doesn't happen very often. That would be 2 as well. Good job. So here we have it like repeating to the point that I made over here. So it would be I don't like Fred and Fred doesn't like me, but it would not be Fred don't like. Okay, so Fred don't like is wrong. I don't like Fred is right. So my car doesn't use much petrol. That would be correct. My car don't use much petrol. That's wrong. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and go to this now. So we use don't doesn't. All right. So we use don't doesn't up here. So let's keep on going doing that. So don't doesn't plus an infinitive, which is like, speak, do, etc., things like that. That's how you would create a sentence for the topic that we're talking about. So I don't like washing the car. I don't do it very often. All right. So here it says the infinitive. Okay. So would the infinitive be don't, or would the infinitive be like? The infinitive would be like. Good job. All right. So let's put an X here. Now I have another question. Here, again, would the infinitive be don't, or would the infinitive be do? The infinitive would be do. Good job. All right. Here, I'm just trying to get the lines out of the way. Okay. Now we have Sarah speaks Spanish, but she doesn't speak Italian. Okay. So we have doesn't speak. Which one's the infinitive? That one would be speak. All right. And we would say she doesn't speak Italian, not she doesn't speaks Italian. Speaks would be wrong. Okay. So let's put an X. David doesn't do his job very well. All right. So which one's the infinitive? Doesn't or do? It would be do. Good job. All right. Paula doesn't usually have breakfast. Okay. So we have doesn't usually have. Which one's the infinitive here? Yes, it would be have. Good job. All right. So let's get an X on that. Okay. Good job, everyone. Let's go ahead and move on to the exercises. Okay. So we are going to write negatives. Okay. So here we have positive sentences, sentences that say things in a positive way. And then we're going to say it in the opposite way. Okay. So the first example we have is I play the piano very well. Okay. The negative of that would be I don't play the piano very well. Okay. So if we have Anna plays the piano very well, what would be the negative? It wouldn't. Yes, good job. Anna doesn't play the piano very well. Okay. So Anna doesn't play the piano very well. Let's get an X on that. So now we have they know my phone number. What's the negative for that one? They don't know my phone number. All right, good job. Okay, we work very hard. We don't work very hard. Good job. Okay. Sorry. All right. He has a bath every day. He doesn't have a bath every day. Good job. Okay. You do the same thing every day. You don't do the same thing every day. All right. Good job, everyone. That's great. Okay. So now we're going to write sentences with like. Okay. So here we have one. It says one classical music. Okay. Two boxing. Three horror movies. All right. So we're going to start off with Ben and Sophie. All right. You guys can choose if they like it or not. But we're just going to start off with their example. So it says, do you like classical music? Okay. So that's for number one. Ben and Sophie like classical music. Okay. So if it's saying Kate, what would it be? Kate doesn't like classical music. Okay. What else could it be? Kate does like classical music. All right. All right. Okay, good job. So now we have I. So you. How would you write it here? I do like classical music. Okay. I don't like classical music. All right. Okay, good job. So that's the first one. And then I like classical music. All right. So now we have boxing. Okay. So Ben and Sophie blank. But we're talking about boxing. So do you guys think Ben and Sophie like boxing? Ben and Sophie don't like boxing. All right. Okay, good job. Kate blank. So do you think Kate likes boxing? All right. Kate likes boxing. Okay. And then we have I. How would this one go? I blank. I like boxing. All right. Good job. Okay. So now we have number three. All right. So they're not going to give any examples. We're just going to have to write the whole thing. So number three, horror movies. Okay. So for the first one, it's Ben and Sophie. So Should Ben and Sophie like horror movies? Do you think they like horror movies? Yes, they do like. All right, good job. Okay, so Ben and Sophie like horror movies. Okay. What about Kate? Does Kate like horror movies? Kate doesn't like horror movies. Okay. And then what about you or I? I like horror movies. Okay. Good job. Or I don't like horror movies. Okay. Great. So now we have write about yourself. Okay. So these are again going to be your answers. Okay. So here we have the first example. Watch TV. So you can either put like something like I don't watch TV very often, or I never watch TV, or I often watch TV. Okay. All right. So go to the theater. I don't go to the theater. Okay. Anything else? All right. So I don't. Alrighty. So I don't go to the theater. Okay. Ride a bike. I never ride a bike. Okay. I often ride a bike. All right. All right. So that's ride a bike. Now we have eat in restaurants. Does anybody have anything for eat in restaurants? I don't very often eat in restaurants. Okay. So for this one, it would be I don't eat in restaurants very often. All right. So very often would be in the end of the sentence. But good job. Okay. So now we have travel by train. It's okay. Travel by train. All right. So what do you guys have for travel by train? All right. I don't travel very often. Okay. Anybody have anything else? Okay. All right. All good. All right. Good job on this page. Okay. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. So, now we're going to complete the sentences. Okay. So we have the weather here is usually nice. It doesn't rain much. Okay. So they crossed out rain here. All right. So Paul has a car, but he blank it very often. I'm going to give you guys a hint. Okay. So for this one, it's going to be doesn't use. All right. So this one's going to be doesn't use. Okay. So that's number 2. Okay. Paul and his friends like films, but they blank to the cinema very often. But they do not go to the cinema very often. All right. Good job. And you can also say don't go, but anything is good. All right. So Amanda is married, but she blank a ring. Doesn't wear a ring. All right. Good job. Okay. Let's cross that out. I blank much about politics. I'm not interested in it. I don't know much about politics. All right, good job. Okay. And then we have the Regent's Hotel isn't expensive. It blank much to stay there. It doesn't cost. All right, good job. Doesn't cost much to stay there. And now we have Ed lives very near us, but we blank him often. Or blank him very often. For this one, it would be, but we do or don't see him very often. Okay. All right, good job. So now we're going to put verbs. Okay. So in the correct form, positive or negative, to match the sentence. All right. So each one there, the verb is at the end, like here and here and here and here and here. So these are the verbs we're going to use. We're just going to have to make it match. All right. So first off, we have Margaret speaks 4 languages: English, French, German, and Spanish. Okay. Then we have I don't like my job. It's very boring. Okay. So now we have where's Steve? I'm sorry, I blank. I don't know. Good job. All right. Now we have Sue is a very quiet person. She blank. Doesn't talk very much. All right, good job. Okay, now we have Andy blank a lot of tea. It's his favorite drink. Yes, Andy drinks a lot of tea. Okay, good job. Now we have it's not true. I blank it. I don't believe it. All right, good job. Now we have that's a very beautiful picture. I blank it very much. I like it very much. Okay. All right, good job. Now we have Mark is a vegetarian. He blank meat. He doesn't eat meat. Good job, everyone. All right. Good job. You guys did really good with that. Okay. So thank you all for attending. I really enjoyed having all of your input. And do not forget to submit any of the previous homeworks. I will see you all next time. Goodbye.